In this episode, I'll be presenting a series of clips in a short review of inventors who vanished that could have changed the world. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these people, as far back in history, could have changed the way we did things technologically, but mysteriously and prematurely vanished. Their inventions disappeared. Let's watch.
People who could have changed the world but disappeared. This is Tom Ogle, a 24-year-old mechanic from Texas who invented a modified carburetor system that allowed a massive V8 engine to travel over 100 miles on a single gallon of gas. It worked by pressurizing gas into a vapor before it entered the engine, making fuel consumption incredibly efficient. In 1977, media reporters and mechanical engineers tested the car themselves on a long-distance drive, confirming the absurd mileage was completely real. It goes without saying this invention posed a massive multi-billion-dollar threat to global oil conglomerates, who quickly approached Tom with massive financial offers to buy his patents. But Tom refused, wanting to bring the technology directly to the public instead. But then in 1981, just 4 years after his breakthrough, Tom suddenly collapsed and died under highly suspicious circumstances. Officials quickly ruled it a drug overdose, despite Tom having absolutely no history of substance abuse. Within hours of his death, his workshop was cleared out, and both his blueprints and working prototypes vanished without a trace.
Inventors too dangerous to exist. Number 1, Louis Le Prince. This man may have invented motion pictures. Before Hollywood even existed, he was about to reveal his invention to the world, then vanished off a train ride in France. No body, no answers. He just disappeared. Number 2, Viktor Grebennikov. He claimed he discovered a strange anti-gravity effect using insect wings. He even built a platform that could fly. After talking about it publicly, parts of his research allegedly disappeared, and people still argue about whether he was telling the truth. Number 3, Eugene Malov. He was exposing research about free energy technology that supposedly could have changed the entire planet. Right when his work started getting attention, he was found attacked outside his own home. Number 4, Marvin Heemeyer. This guy built a heavily armored bulldozer in secret. After years of fighting with local officials and businesses, the machine was basically unstoppable. When he finally unleashed it, nothing could stop the bulldozer for hours. People still call it the Killdozer to this day. People who could have changed the world but disappeared. Rudolf Diesel. In 1893, Rudolf Diesel invented an engine designed to run on vegetable oil, not petroleum. His invention threatened the entire oil industry. In 1913, he boarded a steamship, heading to London for a secret meeting with the British government. Never arrived, his cabin was untouched. His body was found floating in the English Channel 10 days later. No one was ever charged. Gerald Bull in the 1960s. Canadian engineer Gerald Bull designed a supergun, powerful enough to launch satellites into orbit, at a fraction of the cost of rockets. Governments lined up to work with him. In 1990, he was found dead outside his Brussels apartment. 5 bullets. His briefcase was untouched. No robbery, no arrest, no answers. Victor Schauberger in the 1940s. Austrian inventor Victor Schauberger developed energy technology based on water vortices. After World War II, he was taken to the United States and pressured into signing over every single patent and piece of research he had. He returned to Austria with nothing. 5 days later, he was dead.
Forgotten inventors who ran cars on water and then disappeared without a trace. Number 1, Aga Wakar Ahmad, the Pakistani inventor from Khairpur, who claimed in 2012 to have created a simple water kit that let any ordinary car run on plain water. He demonstrated it live on national television and received massive government support with ministers riding in his water-powered vehicle. But after the huge controversy and accusations of fraud, Aga Wakar Ahmad suddenly disappeared from the public eye, and his invention was never seen again. Number 2, Daniel Dingle, the Filipino engineer who claimed since 1969 that he had built a car that ran on ordinary water. He demonstrated his hydrogen reactor for decades and attracted international attention. But after being accused of fraud, he was sentenced to 20 years in prison at age 82, and his technology disappeared from public view. Number 3, Archie Blue, the New Zealand inventor who stunned people in the 1970s by showing a car that ran on nothing but tap water. He performed public demonstrations and planned international tests. But after the initial media buzz, Archie Blue and his water-powered engine quietly vanished from history without any trace. Nikola Tesla dreamed of free wireless energy for everyone. But when investors learned his invention would make electricity free, funding stopped. After his death, U.S. agents seized all his research papers. Some say his work could have changed the world.
Back to the Future. Could it actually happen with a real time machine?
The man who built a time machine vanished in 1997. Now he's back. In March 1997, Mike Markham stepped into a machine he built inside his own garage in rural Missouri and disappeared. Investigators found the garage burned to the ground, melted copper, destroyed transformers, and a 6-foot circular burn pattern scorched into the concrete. No body, no remains. Just a handwritten note inside a metal toolbox that read, "It's not about time, it's about how you see things." For 25 years, the world assumed he was dead. Then, in October 2022, Mike Markham came back, older, hollowed out, carrying a wooden box full of journals, circuit diagrams, and a Polaroid photograph dated years after his disappearance.
I was devastated. I thought if I could build a time machine that I could go back and see him again and tell him what was going to happen, maybe save his life.
He didn't come back with proof of time travel. He came back with something that makes time travel look like a children's story. And what he discovered during those missing years is the reason you need to hear this from the very beginning. The discovery: Mike Markham grew up in rural Missouri in the 1970s and 80s. No university, no formal training, just a kid dangerously obsessed with electricity who scavenged transformers from junkyards, taught himself circuits from library books, and built anything that could arc or hum. By his early 20s, that obsession had narrowed into something focused. And sometime in the early 1990s, it led him somewhere he was never supposed to go. He had a Jacob's ladder running in his garage, 2 rods, high voltage, a climbing arc between them. One night after midnight, he positioned a cheap laser pointer to shine directly through it. The hum of the transformers shifted pitch. The arc tightened, steadied, became almost geometric, as if the laser had given the electricity a spine. And then a steel washer sitting on the workbench near the arc flickered, not moved, not knocked. It was there. And then for a fraction of a second, it wasn't. Then it was back, exactly where it had been, as if nothing had happened. Mike froze. Every rational explanation his brain offered collapsed in about 2 seconds. He repositioned the laser, adjusted the voltage, placed screws between the rods, coins, small metal objects of different shapes and compositions. And sometimes, not reliably, but sometimes, for just a heartbeat, they vanished. No sound, no flash, just a brief, clean, impossible absence. A hole in physical reality. And then the object was back, utterly unchanged. Except the air smelled sharper, ozone, and something else he couldn't name, something that made every hair on his arm stand up and pushed a deep animal instinct to step back from the apparatus and put distance between himself and whatever was happening inside that 6-foot radius. That was the night Mike Markham's life split in 2.
Well, there was some interesting video clips to watch and behold. I hope you enjoyed that. There will be more to come, I assure you, because there are many, many inventors that have vanished that could have made a very powerful contribution to our society and to the world technologically. Until then, see you in the next one. And by the way, like, subscribe, and share. And feel free to comment if you wish.